Hi there! Welcome to Chatti Patti, the show where you, yours, and yours truly chat to some incredible artists and figure out what they're all about. I'm Patti Boo Rae, and today I'm getting on the horn with short king of my heart, Elijah Young. Elijah Young is a writer, actor, and facilitator originally from Teesside. As a playwright, he's worked with many theaters and companies in the region. In 2019, he was awarded the Young Writer Residency at the Customs House for the Takeover Festival and was named Most Promising Newcomer by British Theatre Guide. Between 2020 and 2023, Elijah was an associate artist at Live Theatre, where his play The Cold Buffet was commissioned for their 50th anniversary. The Cold Buffet was published by Metho in Drama and led to a nomination for Writer of the Year at the Journal Culture Awards. Elijah began to transition into screen work with an interest of working in TV comedy after being a part of the cohort of BBC Writers' Room Northeast Voices 2021 and is now developing his own sitcom with the BBC. He was most recently seen as Stuart in the award-winning and BAFTA-nominated BBC comedy Smoggie Queens, which has recently been recommissioned for a second series. Elijah's a friend of mine, so I am so excited to get the chance to catch up and hear all about what he's been up to. Now, without further ado, operator? Hello? This is Patti Boo Rae. Chatti Patti. Elijah Young.
Hello.
Welcome to Chatti Patti.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Elijah, how do you answer the phone?
If it's a friend, I'll go, "Hi, are you all right?"
And if it's a foe?
What do you want?
Gorgeous.
Yeah. I used to actually work in a Chinese takeaway where I'd answer the phone a lot. And sometimes I'd be on autopilot. And there was one time I answered the phone and went, "What?"
I used to work at a drive-thru. It was horrible, actually. And I would work these long shifts and I'd come off so stressed and my brain so broken that one day my dad called me after work and I answered the phone and said, "Hello, how can I help you?"
How can I help you?
Yeah. Elijah, you are a writer, a performer, and I want to know what makes you tick. What motivates you? Your inspirations, the things that you saw that made you say, "Yes, I have to do that."
I think laughter makes me, gets me going and gets me excited. For making things, it's the reason why I make things. I want to make people laugh. As a writer, it's where I always start my process, finding the funny in something. And also creatively, I think when you make people laugh, you make them listen. There's that connection, especially to characters. If they make you laugh, you suddenly care about them. Especially if you're writing comedy drama or there's heavier topics you want to touch on, you bring the comedy and that opens the gate for you to talk about the more difficult things because everyone's calm now, everyone's chill. Even shows like That's So Raven really formed my sense of humor, my love for comedy.
What's your, you need your lighthouses, your shining lights in the tossing, turbulent seas of the creative world. So if we've got That's So Raven, what are your laughter lighthouses that guide you?
Will and Grace is another one. Most recently in recent years, Motherland. Have you ever watched Motherland?
I haven't watched it. I need to.
So funny. I think what I love about it is that it really shows stress in a believable but hilarious way. I love Fleabag. I think Fleabag was one of the things that got me excited about the possibilities of the things I can make.
And you're working on a comedy at the moment, right?
Yes, I am.
Can you talk? Is it at a stage where it's talk aboutable, or is it?
I mean, it's something I've been working on for the past couple of years, and it's based off the 2.5 years I spent working at Subway. Yeah, and I was a bit of a freelance sandwich artist, which is hilarious to say. And I worked at quite a few Subways.
What, they would call you up if they needed
literally
backup?
Literally.
Get Elijah in?
Yeah, so I worked, near Haymarket, worked on Grey Street, worked Pink Lane, worked at Collingwood, which was my main one because that's where I did night shifts.
Oh my God.
And that 2.5 years of horror, I got a lot of material. So I write theatre and I just didn't feel like that world belonged on stage and made more sense on screen. So that's what I'm working on. It's something based off that. And it's not about me. Originally it was, but then I was like, that's boring. I'm not that interesting.
I disagree.
Oh,
I think you're very
okay.
interesting. Is it more, do you think it's more of a comedy? I'm thinking about like Cold Buffet, which, how would you
I guess
classify that?
I would call it a comedy drama.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that I think, and it's what I mean when like, I start from where's the funny. I was interested in exploring that world because of how funny it is.
Mm-hmm.
That culture is so British, so northern. There's so much to talk about, from like the cold quiche to the long going feuds with two aunties. Like that world, you can explore so much. And I feel like even though it was a very long 3-act play, I didn't explore everything within that world. It starts out as a comedy, especially in like Act 1 and Act 2, and then Act 3 it sort of, then it begins to calm down a bit.
For listeners who missed it, it's a play you wrote that I saw it live.
Yeah.
Which is like 3 acts each at a Cold Buffet in a church hall. Is that right?
It was like in a social club.
Yeah.
And it was based off a social club in Middlesbrough, where I'm from, where my family used to always have their family get-togethers. And it basically follows this family over the course of 5 years, and you're jumping in and out, and you see a funeral, you see a wedding, and you see a christening. And it's very much rooted in like Catholic culture in the Northeast, and how weirdly Catholic culture, when you think, oh, that's like so rooted in religion, but then the culture then expands to a cold buffet.
Yeah.
So I did that for the 50th anniversary for live theatre.
This is just me being curious. Was that a live commission? What was that?
So basically I was an associate artist with live, and then after COVID, when the new artistic director came in and wanted to know what was the next thing I wanted to work on, and then they commissioned me off the back of that as a part of my being an associate artist.
That's so nice. I don't think I maybe had met you, but I didn't know you when I saw it really at all.
Oh,
'Cause that was what, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, it's 2023.
So it'd be right after I moved to the Northeast. Like one of the things I saw right after I moved here, that then I got to know people. And
it's very interesting looking back on it, because I think it was very ambitious.
Yeah, hugely.
And I see that in like a good and also a negative lens. It's potentially a bit too ambitious for where I was. But also, like, I really root for the younger writer version of myself. It's like, yeah, I can do a 3-act play.
I also think, like, you have to kind of aim ahead of where you're at.
Yeah.
And then you don't, like, even if you don't quite reach where you were aiming, at least you are, like, definitely progressing.
Yeah. And, like, this also, like, in terms of what it is on paper, the younger version of me would have freaked out about that and thought it was, like, huge. Like, 50th anniversary for the new writing theatre in the Northeast. And my show was the centerpiece production, and I got published off the back of it, and I got some really lovely reviews, and still people talk to me about it even like 2 years on. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but when you're in something, you're sort of not looking on it reflectively. You're sort of living in it, and it feels very normal. But if you told the younger version of yourself that's what you'd be doing, they'd be like, oh my God, that is insane.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes you reach landmarks that would have really seemed like the destination to the younger version of yourself.
Yeah.
And then you get past it and you're like, wow, a really like good step along the journey.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not the finish line.
I've done that now.
Yes, and that's next.
Yeah.
But that's good. I hate to be like, otherwise you get bored, I guess.
Your ambitions and the things you want to do change as you grow as an artist, and that sounds so wanky.
When you reach the ripe old age of
and like it's hilarious because I'm 27 and not like I talk about it as if I've been doing this for years.
You have been doing it for years though.
Yeah, but
like, you know,
what I've been able to achieve in that time, it's so brilliant, but I do now want to do more. And also it's not linear as well. Like I've done this 3-act play, but you know, the next play I want to write is a 1-woman play, which might be more a studio thing, and some people would feel like that's a step back, but just whatever excites you at the time as an artist.
Do you want to say a bit about it, or is it not quite?
It's basically a 1-woman play about lesbianism in the Regency era.
Great.
So it's very
sign me up.
It's very different, but that's probably why I'm really attracted to it. It's because it's something that I've never done before.
Has it been quite like research heavy?
I've learned actually call Escola with O'Mary.
Famously says, don't do research.
Yeah. And like when they're talking about in interviews about like how freeing that was, I do come from a place of, you know, trying to find the funny, but I'm learning a bit from that of like, don't marry yourself to research so much that it ruins the creativity.
Yes. That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I mean, and I'm trying to talk about it more because I need to, one, finish it, and so that people know I'm writing it, and then hopefully that leads to something.
This is just a me question, but where would you want to do it?
I'm ready to go outside the Northeast now because, I've worked at every theatre here as an usher and as a writer. So I'm now ready to branch out a bit.
Yeah.
Hello, operator. Can you put me through to the next segment?
Elijah, you have said that if you were to be a beverage, you would be a dandelion and burdock soda.
Yes.
So I've just got a little taste, because I don't think I've ever had it
Oh my
before. Do you know
goodness.
that?
Really?
No. Dandelions, to me.
Was it dandelion and burdock?
Wait, what was
Yeah.
it? Well, what's this?
This is ginger beer.
I was thinking that. I was like, why is it that colour?
Hey, nothing wrong with ginger beer.
I mean, I'll drink the ginger beer.
Can you...
We've got Coke if you want to swap it out.
Would you rather have Coke?
It's so funny. Because I was looking at it, I was like, dandelion and burdock?
Wait, no. Here's what we can do. Well, first of all, cheers. Second of all, I have had ginger beer. I've never had dandelion and burdock soda. So can you just describe to me, if this were dandelion and burdock soda, what would it look like?
So I'd say it's similar to like a cola kind of colour.
Oh.
I actually don't really know what's in dandelion and burdock. I imagine
Dandelions and burdock, I can only
dandelions
presume.
and burdock.
Whatever burdock is.
What I love actually about ginger beer, is it ginger beer? Ginger beer. Is that I feel like when I have it, like it's like a shot in the system. I'm gonna go in.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's very healthy.
Dandelion and burdock.
Ginger.
They're
beer.
both herbal.
Oh, it's ginger beer. I always feel like, because have you ever had those like ginger shots?
Yes.
I love having those, and that felt like a little hint of that. But dandelion and burdock, why I love it so much.
Why you love it and have not been served it today.
Wow. Okay. This is not okay. No, dandelion and burdock. I could have said all the beverages that
You could have said
love.
ginger beer.
I could have said
You could have said
ginger beer.
any number of things.
Yeah, I mean, I probably, if I was clever, I would have said a spiced margarita or Sauvignon Blanc. But my grandma and granddad growing up used to always have dandelion and burdock in, and just the taste of it tastes of like being at grandma's house. And then I just wanted to bring that feeling.
What does it taste like, since I'm not tasting it right now?
So, how do you describe it? I think what's interesting about dandelion and burdock, it doesn't taste like other things. There's nothing you kind of have to have it to understand it. But I also think with
Next
dandelion and
time.
burdock, what I love about it, it sounds like the name of a really great trio.
Yeah.
Like, which one of us is dandelion?
Dandelion
which
and
is-
burdock.
Oh, did I say trio? I meant
You did.
duo. But dandelion and burdock is a great trio.
I'll be dandy.
Who am I?
TJ, you can be lion. I feel like you need to be burdock.
I'll be burdock. What is burdock?
I literally have no idea.
Can
you Google
Is
it?
burdock a herb?
I'm guessing my bet is a root.
I believe burdock is the name of Katniss Everdeen's father in the Hunger Games.
Is it?
Yeah, and obviously, like,
Because they all have plant names, don't
yeah,
they?
yeah, and Katniss is a plant.
What's the sister?
Primrose.
Primrose, yeah.
I'm coming across as such a nerd.
What's the cat?
Oh, I actually can't remember the cat.
Gotcha. I don't remember either. What's burdock?
Burdock is a root.
A root.
That's the picture.
Fascinating. I'll go out and get myself some. I'll give it a try.
I'll just enjoy my ginger
While
beer.
you enjoy your ginger beer, I would love to know what grinds your gears. Anything pissing you off at the moment you need to get off your chest.
People who cancel for a birthday party, if you cancel in general, I mean, I don't really care, but cancel for a birthday party as the birthday party is happening.
This feels very specific.
because I've been on the receiving end of it, but I've also been at people's parties where they've been on the receiving end of it.
Sure.
And I think it's all about timing. Your cancellation is probably really valid. But, you know, whilst I'm here having a good time, I'm drinking my ginger beer, it's my birthday party, and I get a text being like, hi, I'm not interested in coming anymore.
Did this happen to you?
It's happened to me before, yeah.
At least I didn't tell you I was coming to your birthday. So then I
So then when you came, it was like, oh!
Yeah, and then if I don't, so you keep it a surprise.
Yeah. If you're going to cancel, tell me like, the morning of, or tell me the next day, because chances are I probably won't have
And
realized.
also, I'll tell you what, it is always 9 times out of 10, it's the person who you thought they would flake. And so for like 3 days before, you've been like, are they going to flake? Are they going to flake? Are they going to flake? And then nothing. And then the party starts and you're like, okay. And then they take the opportunity to
and sometimes
plunge in the knife.
Sometimes they'll like soft launch a headache.
Oh, don't get me started on this.
And I always find it so funny. I'm just like, let's just cut to it. Like,
I'll tell you what my favorite is. Listen, you're forgiven. You know who you are. But my favorite is, if you want me to be there, I'll absolutely be there. I'll make it happen. And then you say, okay, actually, I really would love you to be there. And then they say, oopsies, I actually didn't, I actually can't.
oh,
Like,
no.
So actually, oh God, I feel like you've touched a nerve with me too.
One of the nicest things you can do for someone, when they invite you to their party, go. It's so simple. And also, you don't even need to be there that long. I've had parties where someone's like, oh, I can only come for an hour. I'm like, I get an hour with you. That's amazing. That's so lovely. You know, I don't expect someone, if they're coming to a party, to be there on the dot and then leave as I'm going to bed.
No, in fact, if you're there on the dot, that's rude.
That's crazy behavior.
Calm down.
I'm still in the shower.
Do you like hosting?
I think I just love bringing people together.
Yeah.
And I love floating at a party. I love getting to have like lovely conversations. Like I said before, I just love laughing. And I love making people laugh. When I've got a ginger beer and I'm with a friend, no feeling like it.
No feeling like it in the world.
Please hold.
A service that we offer here on the podcast. I have recently become ordained, and that means that I can take confession and offer absolution and forgiveness and the great weight lifted and the feeling of lightness that comes with it, which you'll know from your Catholic past. So I wonder if you have anything you'd like to confess while you're here on the pod.
A religious upbringing, it makes for a lot of guilt. And
Don't I know it?
I feel guilt like nobody's business.
We love that. Tell us all
like
about it.
so strongly. And one of the things I did in primary school is they used to sell these pathetic little juice boxes. And when I say pathetic, like, you know the little packets you sometimes get small butter in? That was the size of this juice box.
Did they have a straw? Or was it like, wait, what?
That you had to put in at the side. You couldn't put directly in.
I've never seen these before.
It probably isn't a thing that exists anymore. And they cost 10p. And
That sounds like a scam.
yeah, it was.
Even in this economy, 10p for, no.
Yeah, and I remember the day the cart was out with the juice boxes, and Patti, I stole one.
Just one.
Yeah, because I couldn't bear the guilt of any more than just one. And I still feel it to this day. And don't get me wrong, I've stolen things since. but
it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, it doesn't at all.
I once stole a big, beautiful, and this is stupid because in hindsight, it like clearly wasn't stealing. It was like a craft station at my preschool. And I stole this big, beautiful, like tiger's eye kind of brown button. I was obsessed with buttons. I loved them. So I took it and I felt so guilty. And in hindsight, they were obviously there to be used for crafts. Although I did also steal a Bratz doll from my neighbor across the street, Sarah. That was the first thing I really stole.
See,
And the rest is history. I'm not a thief, but
I don't know why we're getting into the culture of stealing, but I used to steal from my drama department's stationery cupboard.
yeah,
Because they'd have so much stationery there they wouldn't use.
that's not stealing. That's just taking.
I needed pen and paper, and they had it in abundance because you never use pen and paper in drama. But something I also did in school is I said a swear word on the playground.
Which one?
Probably shit.
Oh my God.
But I was raised that, you know, if you ever said a bad word, and like my mum had issues with the word fart. Like she was a bit intense about bad words. And she said, if you ever say a bad word, I will wash your mouth out with soap. Obviously, that is a saying. She isn't genuine. But I felt this guilt so intensely that I licked a bar of soap. And then obviously it tasted weird. So I'm at the dinner table and I turned to my brother and I was like, is it like poisonous if you eat soap? And he turned to me, he was like, yeah, obviously. Buckets of tears. And I was like, I'm gonna die.
No.
Because I licked soap.
Are you still so good and law-abiding and full of guilt?
If I ever get told off, I feel that. Really. Like, I remember my Spanish teacher one time said to me, I'm not mad at you, I'm just disappointed. And I just got shivers. I still felt like Mr. Story was in the room.
Fuck you up.
Yeah, literally. On the set of Smoggie Queens, one of the people from the props department made a joke about like, oh, don't touch that. And I was like, oh yeah, sorry, of course. And he was joking with me and I was like, obviously I'm not going to shout at you for touching that. But I'm like, if I get told off, I'm like, and I return to that younger guilt-ridden self.
Do you feel like your eagerness to please comes into
completely
your work?
I didn't even understand the end of the question.
No, you didn't need to. You're like, yes, whatever the question is, the answer is yes.
Yeah. Anyone who works in the arts must love validation.
Yeah. It's toxic, actually.
It's probably why I like comedy so much, because you get that validation instantly.
That's why I find it so weird recording these is that if I'm not getting instant feedback from an audience, I'm like, but it's probably a disaster. Do you know what I mean? Like, coming from theater, was that a weird switch to acting for camera? I've never really done any acting for camera. I certainly wouldn't count whatever this is. But do you know what I mean? It's like you get so good at that muscle of like sensing where people are at and like feeding off of the energy in the room. And then you get in front of a camera and you don't have that anymore. Was that weird?
I think you sort of get the laughs after the take is done. You know, like, because everyone can now like relax and people then will laugh. But what I love about it is that you immediately get someone coming over and being like, that was great, or can you do this instead? You get that immediate feedback, and I love feedback because I want to please.
Tell me I'm good or tell me how to be better. After one. Yes.
Hello? Oh, I think you must have the wrong number.
It's not a cold buffet, I'm afraid, but something to sit on.
Am I getting the sausage?
Can you imagine? We wheeled it out.
That'd be so funny.
God, we should have had a quiche. God!
I'll never get over you pouring it and being like, huh. Like, oh, what?
It's so funny because I never would have known.
Can you hold on just a second? I have another caller on the line.
So Elijah, you were talking about your eagerness to please.
Yeah.
And your kind of essential goodness. You didn't say that, to be clear. That's my words, not yours. But I think it's true. And it's also true of Stuart as well. Your character on Smoggie Queens. How much of that character is you kind of letting your light shine?
There's definitely a lot of me in him. I think a younger version of me.
Yeah.
He's going through the coming out process where he's like out to certain people in his life and he's still figuring out who he is. I've joked quite a lot about, you can really tell like from the way he dresses he isn't fully out.
Yeah.
I think I relate to that at that age.
How old is the character?
He is 23.
Right.
Yeah.
Rough. That was a hard age. Not to speak for everyone. For me, it was a rough age.
Oh, I loved 23. What happened in 23? Oh, actually, that was COVID. I didn't love 23. But yeah, I think he does have that eagerness to please. Also as well, like he sees this friendship group and he really wants to be a part of it. And they're so chill. They're like, oh yeah, you are a part of it. And he's like, oh, okay, good. I really relate to that and, you know, finding that community, which I feel like I have, especially since moving to Newcastle. But some of the things that he does, I'm like, I wouldn't do that. That's stupid.
Like what?
He lets Dickie just walk all over him. I don't relate to that, but there's something quite lovely about it in a way. And I've always said, if anyone ever came for Stuart and Dickie was there, he would be the first to defend him.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
But it's also like the first to then bring him down a peg.
I hadn't really put it together until you said it just now, but I think it is partly because that is how I felt when I moved to Newcastle. A little fish, didn't really know a soul, and there were all of these like these wonderful queer people and friendship groups and communities, and I was like, probably don't belong. But then everyone was so lovely. Yeah. Those groups often are, however kind of cool they seem from the outside.
Yeah.
Not that the Smoggie Queens group necessarily seems, you know, they're a little rough around the edges, which is kind of the point of them, I know.
Yeah,
but to Stuart, they're kind of like...
they're so good. I mean, he's playing backgammon with his grandma at home. Going out with them on a night out, he thinks they're the absolute coolest, especially like Lucinda.
Like, she is actually like quite...
She is a Bratz
actually cool.
Yeah. And as well with Mam, just completely takes him under her wing. I feel like Stuart needed that person.
I'm so sorry. Always calling me. Day and night. Hello? Yes, this is she. Oh, right. Okay, it's for you, actually. Here you go to...
Speaking.
Hiya, Jake. It's Mum. I'm just wondering, what's your favourite memory from being on set?
Hi, Mum. That's great.
Speak of the devil and she shall appear.
Goodness, that is great.
Did she hang up?
I think, Mum? Yeah, she's gone.
Hello? Well, you can tell me.
Oh, that's so lovely. Honestly, what's so lovely about that gang is that we are like that in real life. I mean, Phil isn't horrible to me. But
you're contractually obligated to say that Phil is not horrible to you.
But this is the only TV show I've done. But like from hearing from all of them who do have that experience, they're used to, being on TV sets where people don't massively gel the way we did. And when we weren't on set or when we were in a green room, we would all just be like singing together and telling stories. It really kept the energy, especially like when we do those like 12-hour days. People like Mark, he would be the one who'd be like, "Oh, come on!" And his favorite thing was to shout the word "gooch." Because
it was a kind of rallying cry.
Because in the pilot episode, he says there's a hamster stuck to his gooch, and then that became stuck on my gooch, and then he'd just go gooch, and that just became his thing, and it would never fail to make everyone burst out laughing and wake people up.
Just one moment, please.
Did you actually get in the water in the Titanic episode?
Oh, no, I really wanted to, but it would have cost a lot of money because there's all these risk assessments and also the River Tees. It ain't great in that girl.
Yeah, that's true.
So
knows what you'll catch.
And I was essentially in a cage. So
it looked very buoyant though.
Yeah, but I worry it might have been
a death trap
hazard, yeah.
Did you went over the side though?
No, that wasn't me.
A stunt double?
No, there's like a body double. What do you call it? When in car accidents and stuff.
Wait, that wasn't even a real person.
No. Honestly, we kept watching that back and we would scream laughing because it looks like I die. That isn't actually me. That is so funny.
It looks very good.
Oh well, that's great. I'll pass on the feedback.
I thought somebody went over the side.
No.
Wow.
That was it. But I did actually have a body double because hilariously, Stuart had quite a lot of stunts. So I had a stunt man for 2 episodes.
What were the stunts?
So there was a few stunts in the Titanic episode.
Yes, famously.
Yeah, and then for the Pride episode, Stuart gets pushed off the stage.
Yes.
So they had this stuntman there, ready to go, but I did my own stunts.
You're like, hey, actually, push me.
Why would I not want to do that? It was so much fun. But I found it hilarious that they found someone my age, my height. I was like, where did you
who is
find
this person?
Yeah. And he was so lovely and we got loads of photos together.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
What are you most excited about for series 2? Probably by the time this comes out, you'll be done filming.
We finish just beginning of autumn.
Okay, great. So you'll be wrapping up probably by the time this comes out. But as we speak, what are you looking forward to?
I mean, obviously getting the gang back together. We went to the Royal Television Society Awards in Gateshead for the Northeastern Borders, and someone came up to me and was like, "You are the loudest table. I've been to these events, I've been to these award ceremonies year after year, and I've never found a table who's had this much fun as you guys."
So
are
complimentary.
Oh yeah,
loudest
completely.
table.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so seeing them, and I'm really excited to spend more time with the characters themselves. For Stuart, he's fully out to everyone in his life, and it's sort of the beginning of his journey, really.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
Plonk, 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 plonk. Chatti Patti. Boom.
Looking back over your long career from the ripe old age of 27, what would you say you're proudest of?
I mean, how can I not be proud of Smoggie Queens? That's such a given. Especially, I think, what makes me so proud about it is that not only I'm in a BBC comedy and I'm one of the main cast, but it's a show set in my hometown and incredibly and unapologetically gay. And I just never thought that would be a possibility. I never thought I'd get to film something fully like in my accent in Borough. Yeah, it's just so special, and like it definitely, not to get too wanky about it,
Yeah,
but
please.
it definitely healed a part of me, because growing up in Borough, and even until I left, I wasn't out. But I got to come back to film that show. It got me excited about, you know, all the younger queer people from Middlesbrough who would watch the show and resonate with Stuart and all the characters, and feel like living an authentic queer life in Teesside is a possibility.
I think, yeah, that really hit home for me when I was watching. I was thinking about what that would have been like for you. And then I was imagining if I got to go back to San Antonio, Texas, and like film something like that, you know, a queer story set and made there, I would absolutely poop my pants. Like, I just can't even fully imagine what that would feel like. I'm so happy that you got to do that.
We were filming in locations that, like, there was a club where we filmed the whole episode in, and I was like, this is where I used to go on nights out. Or like, we filmed on the green outside of Mima, and I used to hang out with my friends there on a Saturday afternoon. Like, just loads of little pinch me moments like that, which were just like so full circle. And I kept on running into people that I knew who spoke about the Iceberg costume. When I was chatting to the costume department about it, and they were like, oh yeah, we've got someone in to make that. And I was like, is her name Kim? And they were like, how do you know? And I was like, she made the costumes for my youth theatre growing up.
Wow. How did you know it was going to be her?
I got the vibe. Because,
you were like, if I needed someone to make an Iceberg costume, I know who I would call.
Yeah, so she has a company called Green and Lavelle in Teesside, and they do a lot of like parades as well as theatre. I just knew, it's like, they want this big scale Iceberg costume. They've gone to Kim.
It's so funny the way the armholes are in the front and not on the sides. It really cracks me up.
And you know, Kim, I love you. I hated wearing the costume.
But that's why it's so good. It's like so visibly uncomfortable. It's so funny.
awkward.
And the arms are like slightly different heights as well. It's just incredible.
She hung up on me.
Elijah, where can people stay abreast of what you're up to going forward?
Stay abreast. You know, I'm most present on Instagram. My handle is Elijah Young __ because someone took Elijah Young.
You know who you are.
Yeah, you do. And I also have a website, elijahyoung.co.uk.
It looks really sexy. Is it new?
It is new, yeah.
Okay, it won't be by the time this comes out, but I saw you posting about it and I was like, damn, it looks great.
Yeah, that's where you can find me.
Well, Elijah, I guess...
Also, you should watch BBC Smoggie Queens Series 1 on BBC iPlayer.
Well, in that case, I suppose there's just one thing left to ask. Elijah Young, can I have your number?
Of course, Patti Boo Rae. My number is 072.
And when I put you on my phone, what should I set as your ringtone so I know who's calling?
Telephone by Lady Gaga and Beyonce.
You know, no one's taken that yet.
Well, we can decide which one of us is which as well.
Oh.
Who do you align with more?
Well, I would probably choose Beyonce if I could have...
I'll also happily be Lady Gaga because I'm seeing her in October.
Jealous. Y'all go to so many concerts. Anyway, Elijah, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. I thought you'd never ask.
Chatti Patti is a podcast from Curious Arts and Patti Boo Productions, recorded and edited by TJmov. You can watch Chatti Patti on YouTube or the Curious Arts Vimeo, or listen wherever you get your podcasts. Follow Curious at Curious_Arts and me at Patti Boo Rae. Chatti Patti.